Welcome back to Easy to Spell, where the name's easy to spell, and we did it wrong anyway. I'm, as always, the Dungeon Master. Today, being portrayed as the ghost that haunts the Spirit Halloween shelves the day before Halloween. Joining me tonight, the wonderful cast, all dressed up, beginning with.
Hi, I'm Will, and Meedle Bleedle Florp Goppin Blop? And I'm playing Polly today.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and Meagle Blurshkenberg, Berninger Dirkberg, and I am playing Hoosbren.
Mike. All right. Yep, that's me. I have to unmute my mic every time. So I'm Mike. I play Sai, and I'm a banana.
I'm Lucy. I'm Donatello.
And
I'm
you're one
playing
other person.
Sheila.
There we go.
There we go.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Going strong!
Hello. I'm Mega Avi. Here to haunt your nightmares.
Yeah. Right. And Nega Avi, who are you playing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Averin here, playing Averin.
Okay, everything I was going to say.
I feel like the
is thrown
preacher.
out.
I feel like the picture was even more appropriate after that creepy ass intro.
So, I realized that I was muted up until this point, so you guys missed my joke, but it's fine.
No, I'm fine with that. It threw me off not having to deal with that like on the countdown.
You're really
Um,
also,
we're
Mike
easy to
was
spell.
not muted.
God, I'm so thrown off. This is such a weird.
We're easy to spell, and
Yeah, we're easy to spell. My face itches.
Stuff.
This is what happens when you go to Spirit Halloween 2 hours before you go live and just buy whatever they have available that you think you can make work.
like, comment, subscribe, and
Yes, that we have social media stuff.
we have friends.
Yeah, Rep RPG, huge friends of the show.
Friends of the show.
Absolutely check them out. You probably are aware of who they are. I am sorry for the chaos today. What other announcements do we got? Nothing.
We have all of the socials, Twitters, Instagrams, and things like that too.
Yeah, next week we're gonna be gaming a little early on Sunday. We'll announce the time on Twitter, so just keep your heads up for that.
And then we game on Thursdays as well, and occasionally on Wednesdays, but definitely on Thursdays. We are sure to always do that. And I guess that brings us to when we last left off on Easy to Spell. The crew of the Little Charity, joined by Sai, Averin, and Sparrow, having made their way from the Lost Library in the Astral Sea with a book in hand, a guide, instructions on how to make it to the vault, a weapons cache from the war between the mortals and the celestials that none of you were really able to read. In search of a translator, Captain Hyatt Crawford has led the Little Charity to the astral city of Bastion, a jury-rigged, kind of ramshackle gathering of ships and buildings, and pieces of land and metal floating here in the astral sea that have been bound together. You are on approach, all fully rested, recovered from the combat you've seen these last few days, your encounter with the Sphinx and the puzzles. The only real lasting impression of that beyond frayed nerves is Paulie's, extra 12 years he's got. It is as the Little Charity is on approach to Bastion. Captain Crawford leans in and goes, "Something's wrong, Paulie. Why haven't we been hailed yet? Why Why are there no men moving about the docks?
See if I can take a quick survey of the city and see if I can
Give me a
detect anything off.
Give me a perception check.
Ooh, 23.
23. Just as he says, Bastion is normally pretty busy. There's no day-night cycle in the Astral Sea. So people just kind of work all hours at all points. Bastion's being one of the few places where the sentient races can gather together and work. Not only are there nobody working in the streets or on the dock, from where you can see, the lights in the city seem to be off except for a few dull, flickering red glows from deeper within the city, the source of which you can't make out. The windows are unlit, the street lamps and torches dark.
Seems as if it may be deserted, Captain.
We were here just a few weeks ago for our resupply. What could have happened to clear out an entire city that quickly?
Nothing I can think of that would leave the buildings intact.
Set the men on guard. We still have to see if we can make it to Shivega. She's the one that I think can translate the text we have. I've got a bad feeling about this, though.
And I'll about face and just start barking orders.
The rest of you hear Polly start barking orders. The little charity is probably about 10 minutes or so away from dock. Just at the pace you're moving, kind of slowly coming in. So anything you guys want to do before disembarking?
Can I tell that the orders seem a little bit hurried or off? Not like like it doesn't seem like a normal.
Give me an insight check.
I'm gonna get my sword ready.
Nope, that's not gonna do it unless an 11 gets it to me.
I'd say that's from what you heard on kind of on approach to Bastion, it being like a place these guys come regularly for resupply. There is a layer of urgency there is an edge to the orders being given. You can tell from the crew as well. A little confusion, a little unsettledness as to these are not the usual orders. Usually it's might be calls for, captains buying drinks at the tavern, something like that.
I've also got the guns ready.
Guns are ready?
Somebody told me to get the guns ready.
Like the ones on the ship?
Yeah, because that's my job.
Hmm.
I'm always ready to shoot stuff.
I'll just come out of or upstairs wherever we're at and Polly, what's going on?
Yes.
Jeez.
Just follow the orders. The town seems quieter than normal.
All right. I'll just find something to do.
Everyone setting about to tasks, normal boarding tasks, but with an edge. And you all watch as you pull up. No one greets you at the dock. No lights. The ship is tied off, as it normally would be. You step off the dock of the little charity to the silent streets of Bastion. Captain Crawford, kind of pushing, having kind of formed, especially in that last combat, kind of the core group. Sparrow close in tow behind him. Right. On guard. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure what's going on. We've got a task at hand. If she's here, we'll find her and get what we need. If not, we'll find another plan. Ferry just kind of constantly checking rooftops, his hands never going far from the pistols at his belt.
Whose friend is gonna try and what is it called when you go ahead of everybody else?
Scout ahead.
Scout?
Scout. Yes.
Okay.
Secretly, without telling anybody.
All right. Go ahead and give me a stealth
Yeah.
check.
That's a
Just go
great
and
idea.
disappear.
Do I see her do this?
We're going to get a stealth check from her if you want to roll perception. And everybody being on guard, you can make active perception checks.
24.
24?
25.
14.
No, sorry,
Al-
that was wrong. No, that was right. 25.
Also 25.
25?
19.
Sheila, sorry, what did the two of you get?
14.
14, 7. So, Cy and Polly both see who kind of scoot on up ahead. The rest of you don't.
I'm just.
Captain Crawford also does not. A few other crew members kind of fall into step. As after who goes, Crawford begins walking up the street. Who, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sure.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Disadvantage.
Scared. That's a 15.
15. Check. Okay. Nothing really stands out. It's still quiet. That's that dull flickering glow up ahead, getting brighter as you come near. A few minutes going down the street go by, and who you round the corner first, and you see a pile of burning bodies.
I am going to round the corner, see it, round right back. Simpsons style, back into the bushes.
Oh, well.
On brand.
And then sneak back towards the group and try and pop up behind the captain.
The captain himself, you're able to easily sneak up on. Is Polly and Cy are the only two that are aware of your presence.
So I'm gonna sneak up right behind the captain and be like, "The bodies are burning."
Who? We are on high alert. How many? Where? Is it that light up ahead?
Yes. There's thousands. I don't know how many there actually are, but she exaggerates.
Yeah, there were probably tens. That's
Thousands.
any sign of hostile movement.
No. She didn't look. But
Okay. Did they seem like citizens of Bastion or enemy combatants?
they were burning bodies.
Yeah, we don't know who's burning who. There's still a chance that the denizens of the city have retreated to the central fortress, which is what I'm hoping for. We don't know how much of a fight was put up. If they're burning bodies, though. Polly. He gestures you over. I'm going to take off with the crew. Split off this way. I need you, Hu, Sheila, Avi, and Sai. And Sparrow, and you three. He points at three other crewmates. Take them, circle around, avoid the pyres. Smaller group will be less likely to be discovered. I'm going to go left. Meet towards the central fortress. Aye?
Hi, Captain. What's the end goal? Meet up again, or to find... our
Just
quarry?
meet at the fortress. That's if there are enemy combatants. This large of a force is going to be noticed easily. Split up into a small group. Stay hidden. Stay quiet.
Right, Captain. And I'll just give the move forward signal.
That's the two. Crawford gives a similar signal, and his group splits off towards the left. And the three, three crew members and Sparrow, who are signal out, fall quickly into step with you, Polly. What do the rest of you do?
All along.
I'm gonna sneak ahead again.
Yet again.
I do
Um,
want to kind of keep my eye out for any like sign of struggle on the buildings as we pass by them and things.
I'm just
Okay.
on high alert.
And then Avrin's going to take a closer inspection of like the ground around and see if there's any signs of anything in particular, I guess.
Okay. Perception checks from anybody. Sheila is on alert. Who is scouting? I imagine Polly is probably on high alert as well. So if you want to make a perception check, you can. Sai
Can I
is
also
looking
look
for signs of
for?
struggle.
Sorry. Can I also look for movement for denizens of the city?
Yeah, of course. Sai is looking for signs of struggle. Avi is looking for oddities. You said just things that are out of
Basically, yeah. So around the general area that we are in, looking for oddities of some sort. So like to try to identify what's happened.
place. Okay. What are those checks?
I got an 18.
18?
13.
9.
So Sheila, is it 1 for Sheila?
Yeah, but I have a -1 perception. So
Okay. It's a big old goose egg. And Avi, how about for you?
You know, that'd be great if I could find my mouse.
Andy disappears.
His head
Immersion
disappears.
broken.
10
Ben.
even.
that's number 4.
Is that perception I'm supposed to be doing? Yeah.
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 Okay.
10.
10 even.
Okay. We're going to start with Sai. Looking for signs of a struggle. There's nothing immediate, but as you're going down these streets and alleys, which transition from stone to wood to metal to wood to metal to stone, like built together just out of anything that can be found. There are what are very clearly walls that have been like laid sideways and like bolted to part of a ship because you can see through a window straight down into the astral sea, like below and off a distance. But you see some other buildings and like ladders and ropes below that kind of form an undercroft to the city. Once you get used to just how weird in general it is, you start seeing signs. There's a broken dagger in a corner. There's streaks of ash and soot, but also cracked stone that looks aggressively decayed past that of what surrounds it. Small pockets of quick and intense fighting where no bodies have been left. With a 10, a 0, and a 1, or a 10, a 0, and a 9, nothing really out of the ordinary. I'm going to come back to Abby's on the 10. Polly, looking in buildings and things like that, you're not seeing anybody. Lights are out, peering in some open doors, tables are kicked over. There's just that kind of intense struggle is shown on how people have left their homes. But you do see, once you kind of make your way through the streets more, there's a larger set of buildings kind of towards the center of the keep. And you do see some lights on the upper floors.
It looks like a few made it.
You ever seen anything like this? And I'll like lean down and kind of scoop up ash in my hand. Just like, you see anybody just disappear in ash, or
I'm not sure if those are bodies or if it's burnt wood.
That looks like eldritch magic to me. Dark magic. Sparrow has kind of chimed in. Whoever's throwing that around, you probably don't want to fuck with. Especially if it's enough to decay stone.
Sneaking it is then, huh?
I'd say so. That's... if those of you... If you would all like to make stealth checks, you're welcome to. Sparrow and the 2 pirate crew members that have come with you will also make those checks.
Did you say you wanted to go back to Avi's on a 10 before we moved on?
Oh, yes, let's make those stealth checks first.
Okay, I need a new dice. I had a 6, but it was a natural one. So
Well, I got a
you're
natural
going to dice,
20
Joe.
for 23. So hopefully that helps offset that.
Sparrow
I
also got a natural 20.
And I also got a natural 20.
Holy shit.
All
Or
right.
a 30.
You know
I'll
what?
tell
I
you
don't
what
need
mine
to
is if
hear
you want
everybody
it, yeah.
else's scores for the group stealth check. The 3 natural 20s.
Oh, Averin wasn't going to stealth unless he was told to.
He was at the top.
Yes.
We were told to sneak through.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, all right. We'll just roll for shits and giggles to offset your...
If we get another natural 1, we'll need Will's.
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
You do need new dice. Put those ones in dice jail.
I made these, so that's what makes it worse.
Aw.
You made evil dice.
You know what the problem is?
You should give them to Andrew.
I should. It's the natural one is an L.
Oh.
I just got delivered pizza.
Nice.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wait,
Does that make
where
up for
did
the
you
natural
get
one?
this? Where did you get this?
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Sai, on your 10.
Averin.
Or Averin, sorry. On your 10 for kind of trying to figure out what might be doing this. That's you are inspecting one of the doorways that Polly's kind of looked at, and as everybody kind of starts sneaking, it's not until you pull away that a thin, sticky, kind of mucus-like substance pulls away from the wall with you and sticks to your fingers. And you not enough to really know what it might be, but there is this kind of viscous material kind of around doors and windows, and a thin trail of it leading back the way you came. For any of you that noticed that when Captain Crawford sent 3 crew members with you, but when I said the 2 crew members and Sparrow make their stealth checks, you are missing someone
Already?
So question.
already.
Could I investigate the sticky stuff?
You can investigate the sticky stuff if you'd like. I would need an investigation check. A
24?
disadvantage because the odds of you having encountered this even
24?
remotely are pretty low. 24? All right. 24. You have little fragments of memories that have started coming to you. And nameless, nothing. You don't know what is backing up this memory, but you remember, you know that in the astral sea, beyond some of the creatures and denizens that you've seen so far, there are much older things that predated the gods, energies and beings that were sought to be contacted, bartered with, and have power drawn from. Some of them with similar signs as to disappearing cities and villages, madness, insanity, death. You're not sure why that springs to mind in this moment, looking at the viscous, gooey substance left on the doorway and the trail leading back. But it does.
We may have a problem.
What's up, Evie?
Well, we might be facing something that is older than a god.
Great.
All the more reason to not be seen, eh?
Where did you come from?
Where did you go?
With my passive perception of 22, do I notice that one of us is missing?
Yeah, that's.
Um,
You're not sure when. That's you guys have been walking for 10, 15 minutes.
Hey, I don't know his name, but wasn't there one more of us?
Creighton. We're missing Creighton. Who saw him last? I'll look at the two other nameless.
They kind of look and he was walking with me, boss, but he was behind. He was at the back. He was watching around. Ah, shit. I guess it was me. I haven't noticed that he was gone.
I'll pull rope out of my bag and tell everybody to tie up, so we're all linked together.
Okay. Let's see. You have. I'm guessing it's a 50-foot length of rope.
Yeah.
Is likely. You currently have 5, 6, 7, 8 members of your party. That means you're going to be about 5 feet apart from each other if you give an even length of rope between.
Anybody have any extra?
I got some.
Whose friend
5
is
feet
not-
is
Sorry.
5 feet is too close and too comfortable for me.
I guess we'll
Spread
loop
out
up
a little
the
bit.
100 feet of rope.
100 feet, you can get 10 feet between each of you.
Better than anything.
Whose friend is not linked up because she is far ahead and did not hear.
Okay.
I think we continue on.
Okay. You continue on, moving down the roads. I need a who's leading this merry band? Who's
Assume
guiding?
Probably me.
Yeah.
Polly. I'll take perception checks from who's scouting,
Okay.
and survival check at advantage from Polly.
Good.
16 is my perception check.
The 4 for survival.
Fuck.
4 for survival. Move, and you're making your way closer and closer to your end goal, but you're making slow progress. Polly, you're being overly cautious, checking every few moments to make sure that you haven't lost another person, checking the rope. But it does slow you down. That's you. Double back a few times, thinking you might hear a noise, or a couple times thinking you hear something in the distance. Come back, check with Polly. He stops the group for a moment to listen and kind of reassess. I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws.
So good at these. 18.
18,
16.
14,
4.
4.
Big number
and
3, my lord.
That's how wise I
My
am.
lord.
Donatello,
No.
what you got?
Let's go, Donnie.
Your mic is muted.
9.
9.
Not the worst.
Who and Sheila, as you walk, looking kind of side to side, and who, well, you notice it first. You're a little bit more perceptive, I believe, but you kind of go and as you're moving along the wall, you put your hand on a doorknob, and you feel it shift, and you look down, and the doorknob blinks at you, and the eye closes, and it fades away. That's just a normal doorknob again. Sheila, you stepping into a puddle, which bends in this weird kind of gelatinous feeling to it, and you step back, and again, a large eye looking at you, which then blinks, closes, and reverts to a normal puddle. Every moment you're walking, you feel watched. Something's following you, hunting. A deep set of unease settles in, and occasionally you see the eyes in the walls, in the sky, on the ground. Sometimes even in your compatriots, the people traveling with you. Just moments, their eyes moving in different directions, and one will whip to you. You continue down the street.
Goosebrand's gonna pull out her daggers and try and stab them as she sees those eyeballs as they come up in front of her.
The rest of the group, occasionally you hear just from the a ways ahead of you, ting, ting, metal striking stone. You get to a point where you have a choice. That's kind of, you can go left or right. They'll both, you've come to kind of a dead end, a T intersection.
Left.
And down the left, you see another kind of that deep flickering orange. To the right is
definitely
dark.
right. Definitely right.
If you wish to inspect one of these other pyres, you have an opportunity to.
Up to.
Or you can go right.
What do we see to the right?
It's just dark. It's very much like the path you've been traveling down so far.
The captain said, avoid the pyres. Get back as quick as we can. We go right.
Okay. Down a ways. Perception check from your scout and a survival check from Polly.
The advantage this go around, or
Advantage as well, yeah. But you'll have advantage on this just because you've been to Bastion.
Do I get to roll a perception check because I've been on high alert, or is my 0 just like?
Oh yeah, you can make a perception check as you will. This is more for who detecting things while she's scouting and Polly directing you through. But if for
Natural
more immediate
20,
stuff,
bitches.
natural 20.
-1, so 19.
And
Mine was an 18.
18.
Why did I create this
And-
character?
on a survival I had a 16.
It's finally at a 16. Who, with you traveling ahead, it's when you feel something kind of behind you, pass between you and the group. You turn, and just a shadow, a little darker than the rest, you see crosses the road, kind of on one of the cross streets. And it is Sheila, surprisingly, who kind of reaches up, grabs the rope, and pulls the group to a halt and points out as a hunched, kind of toad-like creature with deep black skin rushes across the space ahead of you. You hear it continuing down, only because you know what the sound is. Something that sounds almost like dripping water as its feet gently tap against the stones.
Grabbing it by the neck.
What?
I don't know. I thought I had grabbed it.
No, you grab the rope.
Oh,
think
you
it's
grabbed the rope and stopped
Oh.
the group from running in front of it.
Can I try to attack it?
If you'd like to pursue, that's you will have to drag the group along with you that you're tied to.
I think Sheila would do that.
Okay. Does anyone try to stop Sheila, or do you all go with her? As she kind of moves around, she's stopped the group and then now is pulling out of the line. In
I will
pursuit.
resist for a second as I say, Sheila, let us draw our weapons first. Together or not at all.
What?
That,
I thought we were going avoiding things. We're chasing something?
I'd like to at least have a little bit of information when we get back. One thing seems better than whatever's burning a pile of bodies.
All right, here we go.
This does not seem like a great idea, but
If it gets too far, we'll stop pursuing.
gotcha. I've had my sword
Alright.
up for like an hour.
Cool. So we're moving as a group. I believe everybody's movement speed is at least 30, right? Nobody has a slower movement speed than that.
Well, we're not in the astral sea, are we?
I am.
I mean, you're on ground, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
I'm
you're good now.
I'm untying myself from the rope, but I'm still holding on to it.
Okay. That. Just checking something.
Sheila's very concerned about his actions.
Whose
Who's the
friend
one
is
that's
gonna?
pursuing the toad?
Well,
Um,
I'm concerned about lots of things, but nothing important.
Whose friend's gonna try and see if this looks like it, like a street could loop around the block or something like that, where she can come to the other side of the group.
Yeah, pretty easily. So this thing is moving somewhat quickly, but it is moving quietly. So it's moving not as fast as it like could at
Okay.
max. I'm going to say who very quickly, as everybody is kind of well moving, going to pursue. Who is able to come around, and the group comes around the corner, making a decent bit of noise in pursuit as this thing turns to face you. That's kind of this frog-like, amphibious, skin-pulled tot, wild eyes, looks and turns to face you. And it kind of bends, baring its claws and teeth, and lets out kind of a scream in your direction. A loud scream.
Come at me, bro.
Who you come around the corner behind it. I need initiatives from everyone.
Yes.
Yay.
All his teeth. That's what I needed to see today.
14.
12. Oh, sorry.
11.
Let's do this 0 to 5. 5 to 10. And then 10 to 15.
11.
12.
13.
14. Okay, so yeah.
Eleven, 12,
Polly,
13,
what'd you get?
14.
Me? I got 21.
You can be 15.
Way
could
to-
you?
Way to break the chain.
Sorry.
Do.
Why are glockenspiels so creepy?
That's just a creepy instrument. Polly, you open up.
Polly will just, as he rounds the corner, have a quick draw dagger that he just does a side spin on and lets it loose towards the creature.
All right.
Do. It's gonna be. Oh, it was the 20 and then it rolled to a 2. So 10 to hit, unfortunately.
10, yeah, misses unfortunately. Anything else from you?
I will position my 10 feet away from whoever's next to me, just so
Okay.
I can have as much distance between me and the next person.
A little bit of distance. All right. It brings us to, we're going to say it is surprised because you guys were stealthed. So you would have advantage if you wanted to give that one more roll.
Oh,
Sorry.
I definitely do.
Whereas you guys overall rolled really high in your stealth rolls.
So that's going to be an 18 instead.
18 does hit.
And that would be sneak attack if we have surprised it, yeah, since I had advantage.
Yes.
So 4, that's 11 and 4 is 15 plus, wow, plus 10. 25 points of damage. That was a really good roll.
All right. That's a good chunk. Your dagger drives into one of its thighs and it kind of takes a step back, lets out a scream. It, at the end of its turn, is no longer surprised, but we move to Sheila. It is about 20 feet away from you.
Okay, I'm gonna move into range.
Okay, you have about 10 feet of rope before you get stopped by the people behind you.
Can I?
You
pull
can
them
cut yourself
along?
free for, you can
Oh.
either try to pull them along or you can cut yourself free.
I'm gonna use my great sword of sharpness
Yeah, just
and just
I'm
cut
not even-
that free.
I'm going to use your bonus action for that. Just, I mean,
And then I run over there. So that's my movement.
Okay.
and then I make a strike.
Go ahead and attack.
No. Oh no.
Okay, so I hit. Okay, I got a 7. Do I have a
Plus.
plus 7? That seems high.
I have a +8
No.
on all my stuff.
Fighter,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's
Yeah.
pretty normal.
So 14.
14 is exactly what you needed.
Oh, thank God.
Go ahead and roll damage.
My first damage of this
As
campaign.
Sheila,
As Sheila. 15 damage.
15 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right.
And do I also? Can I? I'll save that. All right.
You may not hit the
15
rest of the
damage.
campaign with Sheila.
Okay,
so-
I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll again.
Yeah.
18 plus 7.
That absolutely hits.
Okay. And then I 2d6 plus 4. So another 9 points of damage.
Damage. All right. It is looking pretty
Nice.
rough, but it is still standing. Bringing us to Averin.
He is going to stay holding the rope, and with his other hand, it is going to open up, exposing a tube, and he's going to shoot a lightning bolt at it.
All right. Go ahead and just roll to hit, right?
Yep, 19 to hit.
19 does hit.
Okay. And that does 7 damage, and then he's going to do it again.
Okay.
Ooh, 10 to hit, which probably doesn't hit.
That does not hit. Anything else?
No.
Right, which brings us to Sai. 2 arcs of lightning, kind of just one striking directly into this toad creature, and then the other one bursting forth and kind of ricocheting off a wall, scattering rocks and dust over Sheila as she's driven her sword into this thing.
I'm gonna get out of the rope, which I'm assuming is my action since I don't have a sword.
Who else? Make a dexterity check. Quickly untie a little knot.
Yeah, that's a 9. So that's my
9.
action.
Yeah, so it'll be your action to untie yourself.
Okay. And I'll run up to it, and then with my bonus action, I will flurry of blows it.
Okay, yeah.
Blows.
Pop, pop.
And I apologize. Flurry of blows doesn't specify that you can only use it as a bonus action when you use your action to attack, right?
Actually, let me double check. That's a good point.
Something monk related does that. I just can't remember what it was.
I know, like the Kinsei can use a bonus action to attack as long
Just,
as
yeah, just as one bonus action, but it doesn't say, from what I can see on here, you have to attack.
yeah. In that case, go for
That's
it.
what I'm seeing. So okay. That's a miss.
No, it's sorry. After you take the attack action on
Oh,
your
does
turn,
it?
you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay,
as a
I
bonus
must have
action.
missed that. I don't see where it is.
Yep.
So,
You are good.
so well, in that case, then I'm gonna bonus action patient defense.
Perfect. And all right, 1 sec. That's not music on my playlist. We can't use that.
Get worried when that music comes around like somebody's about to die or something.
Right. Just... Let me go. There we go. So that misses, bringing us from side who?
Who is going to pop up her short bow, and since she's behind our friend, can that count as a sneak attack?
Yeah, that's absolutely can. Because Sheila is within 5 feet. So
Okay, perfect. So that is going to be a. Oh, I need to go back to the page. That's going to be a 14.
14 hits.
And then since it's sneak attack, that's 5d6.
You get
Okay.
5? Why do you get 5?
I get 4d6 for my sneak attack, and then 1d6 for
Oh yeah, for the weapon.
yeah, for the weapon. So 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
2. As everybody has kind of unloaded onto this, you watch who pop up behind it quietly, as she has done to all of you, reach around and just cut its throat. You hear the knife like drag along the spine, pulling out the other side, and just blood pours out of this thing's neck, collapses onto the ground. We're out of initiative.
Every
Yeah.
time.
You lot really are something. Glad I didn't have to get my feathers dirty.
Who's just gonna stand there
Quick.
smiling with a knife?
Who could you warn me next time?
Javi, can you take a look and see if you can deduce anything from it?
Sure. And
come
I'll
over.
go.
Give me a medicine
take a look at
check.
it. Of course, you choose a skill that should not be wisdom, that is 12.
12.
Can I assist him in holding back organs and moving shit
Oh,
around?
it's fine. This is a pretty easy thing because
Okay.
the blood that has poured out, and what you were assuming were entrails and goo, all begin to wiggle and move as hundreds of worm leech-like things begin burrowing into the stone and spreading
out.
out
She's out. She's
and escaping, leaving.
Start stomping them.
Yeah, that's you start stomping on it. You kill dozens of
Fire.
them, hundreds even, as they start burrowing in, leaving a desiccated corpse, just skin and bone. There was some blood. There was blood left, but this was essentially a big water balloon with a spine filled with worm things
Blah.
that are currently just escaping out into the streets, leaving a little slime trails.
someone look at that. Is that what's happening?
Don't think we're gonna glean anything more from this, unfortunately.
Who is gonna try and steal a handkerchief from somebody and wipe Sheila's face with it?
I don't have one, so
I don't either.
You like pull a piece of
One
my
of the
cotton.
pirates, maybe somebody.
You're
Yeah.
kind of like going through, and Sparrow reaches into the kind of his borrowed jacket and pulls out a handkerchief and just passes it your way.
Just like
Where could my handkerchief have gone?
Like every time, who you gotta warn me. You gotta warn me.
you couldn't see me.
No, of course I couldn't see you. Who? I think I'm okay.
No one can ever see you, who? I say as I tug back on the rope. Let's get going.
And
Pull myself
I'm not
back up.
attached. And I'm just looking at these worms. I'm just like, are these worms part of the problem? Is this
Yes,
worms like,
obviously they're
investigating
part of the problem.
everyone? Well, thank you, Polly.
I think we should burn them.
I think so too.
One of the other unnamed pirate crew members, Kevin, reaches down,
Kevin!
like picks one up and is looking at it, like puts it in his hand, and goes, "This is the weirdest thing I've seen." It. Ow! Ah! And he like closes it and pulls it off of his hand and throws it on the ground. You see a little circle where whatever the worm thing had bitten him.
I cut his hand off.
It tried to. Okay, make an attack roll.
Gotta limit Lucy to a beer and a half before D&D.
14.
14 is enough to hit Kevin. Roll damage.
8.
8 points of damage. Your great sword of sharpness cleanly severs through Kevin's hand as he's looking, being like, "It bit." His face goes pale. there's just a spurt of blood from the stump, and he begins to just hyperventilate.
I. Oh no.
Since who's right
I
next to
produce
him?
flame. I was gonna say I produce flame, and cauterize it.
He faints and falls on the ground.
Well, I pick him up because I did this. I will carry him with my great sword.
Sai,
Sheila,
you're kind
you
of
are
tugged
you are
off
the
to
muscle,
side
not the
where-
medic. This is why we demoted
Right,
you
yeah.
from medic.
This is why you got
I
demoted,
thought that
Zach.
was because I couldn't keep track of the drugs, not because of my great decision making.
Amongst other things.
Listen, we don't know. We don't know what these worms could have done. I saved us, possibly, from infection. So I
Let's
like
go.
pat him on the bottom, and I'm like, "All right, come on."
Whose friend's gonna grab the hand and put it in her bag?
What?
Wrapped in the handkerchief that
I was going to say, you wrap it up in the handkerchief that quickly becomes just kind of drenched in just the remaining blood from the hand, the cooling hand that you tuck into your bag. The last fire crew member goes, I made a mistake. He starts kind of going along. He goes, I should have become a cobbler.
Do you have a shirt that's not red? You know what they say about red shirts.
Oh, fuck. Am I going to bleed? Permission to go back and watch the ship, sir.
Maybe go tell
You're
them
gonna
what's
die
going
if you
on.
leave this group.
Denied.
I'm going to die if I stay with the group. Okay. Hey, starts moving along with you guys.
Poor guy.
Continuing on, a little bit more time goes by. It's taken a little while, but you make it to kind of the gate of the keep you've been heading towards, that central location. And it is piled with debris and just, it looks like any furniture that wasn't nailed down, and even some that was, has been pried up and thrown against these gates. On the other side, you see there's a young elven woman who's standing with a bow. And as you kind of round the corner, she draws and she goes, stop! You stop here. Are you all alive?
To the best of our knowledge.
Okay. Captain Crawford said you would be coming. If you, the next gate over, that's and she kind of points, and you can see just like 30 feet away, there's another gate that has much less debris. She goes, that one hasn't been fully covered yet. We let the captain through a little while ago. I'll let you in there. And she kind of moves off to the side.
We make our way to that one.
There's a couple other people that are quickly pulling furniture back off of the pile, creating a point that they can pull the door, that gate open a little bit, and your group can scoot through. It's quickly shut behind you. They begin piling furniture and everything back kind of onto it. Captain Crawford said you'd be coming. He's gone up to find Shivega. How is it out there?
Pretty fucking
Quiet.
bleak.
It's quiet. We've seen one of these things out there and taken care of it, but other than that, it's dead.
And I throw this guy down, and I'm like, I cut his hand off because he got bit by a worm.
Did it get into his skin?
I don't know. Check the hand. Who?
Who pulls out the hand?
We're
it just bit.
gonna. Yep, the elven woman immediately throws up on the ground in front of you as you pull a severed hand out of the bag. Make a medicine check, who?
Wait, is there anything
Okay.
we can do? Did I do the right thing? Or should I just kill him now?
Here's medicine.
If-
Oh, it's-
You have spent the last 3 to 4 years with this man. You're just gonna kill him here in front of everyone.
Would
Two?
you rather be an infected bird of doom or Polly?
Sheila, we will save him. We will save as many of these people as we can.
I'm not saying we should do it right now. I'm just saying.
I stand
no
over
action.
him and between her and him and go,
I'm not trying to kill him. I'm
Everyone
just asking for the benefit of the
deserves a
group.
chance before they're ended.
All right, Bunny.
And there's no way that there are any worms that made it into this man's skin. I mean, you even saw him throw it away. The hole in his palm barely gets to the muzzle.
Okay, cool.
Is that what they do,
I
though?
believe I've made a mistake.
It started so small. It was a weird parasite that came in. Somebody found a supply cache and brought it in, and some of it was contaminated. We thought we threw it away, but then people started getting sick, and then they started turning violent, and they spew forth these parasites that multiply and breed inside of their bodies until they take over.
A plague.
It happens so fast.
Parasitic plague, seems.
Do they spread even when the host is not dead?
We started doing what you had thought and killed the host, but that's unless the body's rendered unusable, then no, that's once they've reached full capacity. And she kind of gags a little bit.
Oh, I do it too. Yep.
Rupturing the skin too much seems to render the body unusable, but it's fire seems to work.
Oh god. Okay. Fire.
What's that smell? Flesh.
Hence
We
the
started
fires.
piling the bodies in the streets, but in the last few hours, the city, all the survivors are here. We pulled in. The bodies have just continued to burn for the last day or so.
So, burn the city?
Yeah.
There's not much left to save, is there? The problem is, I don't know that we could leave unless it's been destroyed. People have tried teleporting away and they're stopped. People have tried leaving the city and they may have succeeded or not. We haven't heard from anyone that's made it to the outskirts. We'll continue piling the barricade. Crawford's inside.
Is the barricade gonna help protect from these parasites?
That hurt.
The larger hosts, yes.
Okay. And which way to Crawford?
She just points kind of up the stairs into a large. It is very keep-like. The walls seem like an outdated old architectural style to those of Avarice. Seems pretty normal to the pirates that live here in the Astral Sea and have for who knows how many years.
17. No.
17? Yeah,
Sorry.
sure. But yeah, it's kind of an old, a small kind of fort-styled castle. She points up and she goes, Chevega was in the main hall treating wounded. You'll find Crawford there as well.
Thank you for your help.
Are we still carrying Kevin with us?
I put him
Gotta
down.
come.
Yeah, if Sheila picks him back up, that's what she'd put him down.
If you'd asked me to put him back up, I'll pick him back up.
Please
But-
bring Kevin.
Okay. No, like-
member of our crew.
Handless member.
Ooh, the sass.
I guess we'll head in.
Got it.
Pick up the unconscious Kevin and you head in. Going inside the walls, there are a number of armed men and women, even some, younger teenagers and children, all like geared up with whatever could serve as a weapon. They're gathered up farther towards the back. There are some people nursing injuries. You see Crawford standing there talking to an old orcish woman who's leaning heavily on a cane and walking from one person to the next and leaning, and you see a small
Grandma?
flash of light, and they kind of relax. You see some minor wounds close. As you approach Crawford, good, you made it. How many of your number did you lose?
1 and a, let's call it a 20th.
Who's
You
gonna
did
pull out the hand?
better than me. We got ambushed by a group of things spewing forth parasites. 4 of us made it.
Wow. Did you get a look at it? Them? Things?
There were a number of the parasites, not so much. We moved, but they just looked like people at first. Anyone else? Doesn't.
The one we encountered looked like a frog.
You've
killed him.
heard of some frog-like races, but
Let's not blame it on the race here.
no, just like there are frog people that live in Bastion.
Yeah.
Not many of them. They're a rarer race. It's odd that that's when you encountered.
Yeah, it was all the little wormies.
And
Any luck? Any luck with the translation?
I had just started discussing that with Shivaga, and Shivaga, she's like, "Right, the tome. Let me see it, Crawford." She reaches out and he, of course, hands it over to her. She flips through. This is quite the ritual you've brought me. I'm curious if you children know what you're stepping into. Flips through. It's complicated, but I could do it. The problem is teleportation doesn't work currently. Whatever is behind these attacks, and she says, kind of hands the book back to Crawford, is somehow preventing anyone from teleporting out. Gruesome, gruesome fate for those that have tried. Yeah. Poor Crathan. She looks over at the wall, and you see there's just a fine red kind of splatter painting on a wall with the outline of a person. Yes. He tried teleporting back to his ship, so my recommendation wouldn't be to try this spell quite yet. See, if our problem were solved, though, I could complete the ritual. Seems unfair to set you to task to defeat a being that has defeated a whole city. But those of us here aren't well equipped to do it either. You, though, you lot look like heroes of a sort.
Alternatively, how many people are left in the city? We have a boat.
Yes. Oh. Looks to be about 45 or so. The little charity could indeed hold most of them. We don't know if anyone has escaped from the city, though. It seems to intentionally let people in towards the center far more easily than it does let them leave. If you think that is better suited to your skills, we're out of other options. It's go with you, have you save us, or stay here and die slowly one by one. And good to see you, granddaughter Sheila. Sorry it's such dark times.
I'll give her a hug.
Hugs you back.
And
As you pull away, she kind of presses something into your hand, a small bag. Of what else could it be other than fresh baked goods?
Oh, I was thinking money, but
Obviously.
yeah, yeah, fresh baked goods, orc butter with croissants.
Snicker goblins?
Yes.
Snicker goblins.
I'm gonna put them in my pocket and I'm gonna look at who like.
Snicker snacks and Jabberwocks.
Who is committed now? Those will be stolen.
No, you can't do that to me.
Crawford. Never have I felt more out of my depth. I'd put it to a vote. One more thing, Crawford. Don't be too hasty. Should you decide to hunt the beast that has done this to the city, I will require Crawford to stay behind with me. As much of a boon as I'm sure he'd be, I need his help with the ritual itself. It'll take time to prepare, and might be enough to also take us all to safety. But I think the 6 of you, and she is 7, she looks at Sparrow and Crawford, should have enough of a vote to decide our fates. The rest of us will help with what we can.
We'll look back at the rest of the group before casting mine.
I mean, we don't even know what we're fighting. We've just seen thousands of worms. I can't imagine finding what this is. We're just stomping worms for days.
It's a big
Sigh.
worm at the end.
So they do seem to have some form of centralized intelligence that are oddly coordinated for what seem like mindless creatures once they've been consumed.
Like a hive.
Like a hive.
Yes. I'm gonna vote to save my grandma, whatever way that is.
Both of the votes, and the third option is staying here and dying. But
Oh, not that one.
both options will hopefully end with me being saved, dearest.
I mean, do you know where this central location is?
There's an old church. It's bound on the western side of the city. As you guys had come from the southern edge. The highest concentration of creatures seems there. It stands to reason that whatever is controlling them has made that its home.
Well, it's
I say we burn it. Chop it in and burn it. That's my vote.
I can chop.
That is a feasible option.
Do you have fire, Metal Man?
Out from his hand, there's some fire.
Well, I'm not going anywhere without the metal man, so
Me neither.
Sai,
yeah,
I believe we should go.
let's do it then.
I'm afraid I would have to side with Avron on this one. I think the way out is the best. Take the ship, leave.
I was saying I think we should go to the
He's saying he thinks they should
The
bite it.
church.
yes.
Then I am alone in my opinion.
So just for clarity, show of hands for people that want to go fight whatever is taking over the city.
I'm just going where Abby's going.
And for those of
The
you
other.
that want to leave, Sparrow, his hand goes up, and then the other pirate crew member that's still kind of just tagging along with you, his hand
like-
goes up.
Hold up Kevin's hand.
yeah, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
His handless arm.
I hold up his other hand.
Only counts as one, though. Should
Oh,
we
for goodness
send this guy back with the other guy?
Hey, how about I keep them here with me? Boy, take this. And he tells you off and goes, Constance has been accurately a constant companion. And one of his pistols, this one, you've not seen him fire ever. He hands it off to you. You're looking at it. The barrel is solid. There is no tube. There is a trigger. There is nowhere to load anything into it. There is no. It's just a trigger on what seems to be a useless thing. Just really hold on to that in case things get extra dicey.
Is there a specific time I should use it?
When things get extra dicey, when you're being overwhelmed, or I call it my trump card,
Okay.
constantly in my back pocket.
The last ditch effort, if you will.
Right, and forgive an old man his air of mystery, even though I think you might be older than me now.
Out in spirit.
I mean, you've always been an old spirit.
You've always had me trumped, and I'll take Constance and put it in the back of my belt.
We'll see if we can't lend any aid from here. I noticed some old artillery in the back room here. It seems like it doesn't really do much against a pile of worms, but might be at least a bit of a distraction.
Just try and miss us if you can.
Well, we know kind of the direction you'll be in. We'll fire in a different way. It sounds as though loud noises attract them in droves. So if we can pull off the main force of if it sounds like they're guarding the church, we'll pull them off you.
Any help we can
Um,
get.
Right. Anything else, Shavega? No, I think they've got this.
If we don't, you'll find out.
I'm sure we will. Surely.
Shavega, do you have any torches around the keep?
There are of them. That's some of the wall sconces, those that are unlit, you're welcome to. And then in the storeroom as well. We've probably got a good dozen we can put together all for you.
We'll take some all.
We also have a number of basic supplies if there's anything else you need.
Might need some more
Um,
rope. We keep cutting this one up. Someone does.
We have plenty of rope. You're welcome to it all, dear.
Thank you. I take 50 feet of rope.
I need Sai and Avron. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
19.
18.
18.
18. You both see Sparrow has like moved off to a corner and is trying to make himself like as small as possible and escaping notice.
Sparrow,
Yes, Avi. I'll be right back with you. He taps like the patient that's next to him that he was very much not helping. He goes, I'll be right back to continue helping you as soon as I help these two fine gentlemen. He straightens his borrowed jacket that is, again, far too big for him. It looks like it's probably something out of Crawford's closet. And again, Crawford is 6.5 feet tall. Sparrow is 2.5 feet tall, so it's trailing on the ground behind him a bit. Yes, Sparrow, Avi and Sai. You don't expect me to go with you, do you?
well, if you would like to get home,
I'm pretty sure the way home will be back here, and going into combat with a number of unknown creatures is the least likely way for me to return.
so if we don't return, then you will just die later.
Correct, and I'm going to be little to no help if you do go. And if I remind you, where you two are working off your debt on the ship through service, I've paid my way. I am a guest of Crawford.
It's not worth it, Abby. He's worthless.
If you come with, I will help you with the laser.
Sai squints in Abby's direction.
I don't know how much help I'd be. I should come and give myself a chance to explain a little bit.
It's fine.
Fine as in, you don't want me to come, or you do?
Do as you wish. I'll just remember the choices that you make.
Those that judge us when we're gone. Scratches at his brow. Fine. Give me a moment to prepare my things. And he takes off the jacket and he kind of goes and rummages around to the storeroom for a minute before coming out with a bag at his side full of random equipment, random things. Let me know when we're ready then. Crawford cocks an eye, reaches at his kind of behind him and unties something from his belt and tosses it back to Sparrow, who's, well, looks like you're no longer a paying customer. You're a conscript, as it were. I suppose. Great. He catches it. You, Polly specifically, hear that jingle jangle of jewels and gold that was paid out at the beginning. And Sparrow looks at it. Fine. Any preparations you guys want to make? Anything before you go out?
Can we
Wrap
rest?
up those torches and
Yeah, you will have had a short rest at this point, for sure. If you want to take a long rest, you can. But if you take a long rest, that is
Right.
a significant amount of time that's going by.
Oh, short rest. Okay, I'm good.
did we use anything up since our? I guess you used up your
Action
was it
surge.
second
Action
wind or
surge.
action surge? That's the one.
Can I take a small break?
Yeah, you've already had enough time to get a short rest in.
No, as a human.
Oh, as a human? Yeah, let's take 5. You guys have short rested, recovered any basic supplies you wanted to gather.
Torches.
Got everything I need.
Torches. You have 12 torches then. Well, you can distribute those however you'd like.
Any kind of incendiary or explosive device
or
that I can
healing.
find? Healing stone.
We'll say from the supply room, you find 4 bottles of alchemist fire
Ooh.
and 3 superior healing potions.
Ooh.
Nice. Who's taking them?
I think
Potions do
superior is
nothing
the
for me.
64 plus 6, I think, is superior. I can't remember what the exact denomination of that one is, but David, you can get it added.
I'll hand everybody 2 torches, so including Sparrow.
Wait.
I've got 10.
No, I put one
You
in my
can keep
back.
yours.
I have
Okay.
my sword out.
And we will say Shavega also gave you guys a map of the city.
Who are we handing
Ooh.
that to?
Polly.
Probably.
Got a map of the city now.
But he
Oh, he has the
can't
map.
see because he's old, guys.
The map of the city will eliminate survival checks to avoid getting lost.
Yeah, I'll keep a hold of this. Thank you.
While we're doing all of this, who's gonna try and steal some cookies from
Okay, no.
Are you trying to steal cookies from Shavega or from Sheila?
from Sheila? Sheila's the one who put forth the challenge.
No, I just immediately looked at you and I was like, bitch. I'm not
Exactly.
stealing."
No.
I'm going to
Challenge.
give this.
What?
Sheila, you issued the challenge with the cookies. You
I
are
shit.
likely somewhat focused on these cookies.
Okay, yeah.
Would you like advantage on your perception check, or for him to
Yes.
have disadvantage on her
Oh.
sleight of hand check?
Disadvantage for her.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
perception versus sleight of hand. Sleight of hand at disadvantage, and this is who, instead of choosing to focus on who is just staring at the cookies in her hand.
Okay.
So I was supposed to roll a perception check?
You are supposed to still roll a perception check, but
Mhm,
who
mhm.
has disadvantage on her sleight of hand?
17.
3.
3. Okay.
Aw, sad.
Who, you are intently focused, like as people are kind of moving around as you're, well, you are just, you know who is going to make a play for these cookies. You're watching them, and it gets that kind of where you're like trying not to blink, and so you tunnel vision a little bit, like where the edges of your vision kind of black out a little bit, and you're focused, and so you kind of blink and shift and look back. Bag of cookies is still in your hand. Bag of cookies is still in your hand. You kind of, you're, all right, I'm going to eat one of these cookies. And you open it up, in an identical bag is just rocks.
Rocks.
It's so mean.
That's it. She replaced
I just yell, who?
rocks
I left
and one cookie.
The rocky
In the brief
cookie.
moment of you like clearing your eyes, she switched the bags, dropped a cookie in, and then quickly retied it, like lightning fast.
I stuff the cookie in my mouth and I yell who through the cookie. And instantly look for her. I mean, I'm also trying to like follow the group, but also like
I like that we went into battle music for the cookie off.
Right?
That's important stuff, man.
PvP cookie off. Okay.
All right.
Sheila's mad, by the way. She wanted those cookies.
Who hasn't even eaten them? She
I
just
had
had
one
to steal
cookie.
them.
I had one pebbly cookie from my grandma. You should be ashamed of yourself. Who? I'm just like whispering this to you. Like, if we're trying to be stealthy, I'm not doing great at it.
Well, we haven't left yet. This was during our collecting.
Yeah, this is like
supplies.
during the short rest, and so
Okay.
we now are just going to fast forward. We're going to skip a few steps. The 6 of you, the 5 of you and Sparrow, have made it through the gate. They're beginning to rebarricade behind you as you set off in the direction of the church. Need stealth checks from everybody if you'd like to make them. and perception checks from anybody that would like to make those. Who has to make them? Who has no choice?
Whose stealth is a not nat 20,
Okay.
and perception is a 25.
Okay. Stealth from Polly.
Polly's stealth is 21, and Polly's perception is 12.
12. Okay. From Psy.
7 stealth and perception of 26.
Okay. And perception from, or stealth from Sheila.
17 stealth.
And perception.
3.
Yeah, it's just fine. You're just rolling consistently on that. And from Avi. Stealth.
17 stealth, 18 perception.
Perfect. That sets our thresholds. You are being successfully stealthy and perceptive as a group. Sparrow is holding up his end of the bargain. Progressing through the city, you get to a point that you begin to hear movement and shape in the distance. No voices, but some low kind of growling. Unpleasant in general. Very dark. The kind of ever-present light of the astral sea, it casts strange, sourceless shadows and lights around you. The first patrol of these host creatures comes into kind of view in the distance. I need one person. We're doing a group skill challenge. I have the number of successes you need to succeed without an issue, or the number of failures you can hit. If you repeat a skill or an action, the DC becomes higher for that particular skill. What is the first thing as you guys are on approach to the church? What skill does your character bring forward to edge you to victory? Here.
Stealth. And athletics. Sorry, were we supposed to yell that?
Yeah, it's you one at a time. You offer something. This is the first stage of the skill challenge. So, Sheila, would you like to?
I'll do stealth.
So who? Okay.
Who's
So
stealth?
who is stealth? Who is your stealth operative? Give me a stealth check. And how are you? How is this kind of coming forward? How are you using your stealth skill to get the group through this?
I am, as we go along, pointing at exactly where everybody needs to step so that they don't make any noise as we weave through up towards the church.
Okay, give me your stealth check.
23.
23 is a success. As move through this first patrol that you notice coming through, who immediately goes into like a serious combat mode, like pointing out hand signals. Everything is crystal clear, and you are ghosts as this squad kind of moves through the center of you without any apparent notice. Take a breath and are able to continue on. Moving through, you see another pyre, this one burning brighter than ever before, but the bodies have become clumped. They are a fuel source that is not burning down the way you would expect bodies to, but instead seem to be expanding. Some element is being created and growing within these flames. Or no squads or movement, but now a number of individual creatures is kind of positioned through, just kind of moving somewhat aimlessly, just kind of a general presence. Who's next?
If you'll allow me, can I use sleight of hand as we move through? I'll pick up random debris and pebbles and yeet one across this way so it distracts baddie number one, and yeet one the opposite way across the complex to distract baddie number 2 and kind of clear our path of baddies.
If I could
Yeah.
see my buttons right now.
Give me a
Damn it.
sleight of hand check.
18 plus 16. Who wants to do that math?
Okay, no, it's enough. The answer is it's
Fuck.
enough. That's moving through. These are mostly mindless creatures, as was kind of described to you. One sec. That magic change, or that magic music changed again. I have to get it back on track.
34.
Kind of going through, and as you approach one, hurling off bits of debris and things, which cause whatever it is to kind of swivel and tear off after it, moving quickly kind of through and creating your own kind of path. Looking back and seeing, like, as ones are coming back and kind of starting to look around, looking for what the source is, having not been able to find something before, but you start moving through. This is one more success. The church, there's a large cathedral-like building that has kind of appeared a little ways down. You still have a ways to go.
Can I use perception to see if I can find a shortcut?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me your perception check.
Fuck. 10.
10. That's, you manage to get you don't lose track of your path. But you do kind of loop back around. You realize you're kind of dodging the same figures a couple of times, trying to get up to what you thought might be a shortcut up on the roof that would let you kind of get above everything and take less time. That is your first failure as a group. You have 2 successes and 1 failure. You're making it closer and closer, sticking to the least dense streets that you can, getting onto rooftops when you can, and moving across. But there seems to be more and more citizens have congregated here.
Okay.
Sheila or Avi? What do we got?
Avrin's going to take a second and study their patterns of how they move, which way they tend to move, if there's a rhythm to it, if it's random, if they seem to be being controlled. So investigation.
Yeah, give me investigation.
Oh, that's a natural 20 for 31.
God damn.
So 20 for a 31. That's, you realize there is, it's one of the times you're on a roof and watching one of the larger crowds, and you realize there is an ebb and flow where everything kind of moves towards the church and then a little bit away and then to the side and to the side, and you're able to very, like, get down and walking dead it, like, move with the rhythm, and everybody kind of following Avi's lead, kind of almost a dance that becomes more and more apparent as you get closer and closer to the church. Everything moving this in the same swaying. Things are still going to and from and walking around, but it's the cadence, how they sway. You're matching this and moving through the crowd without notice. You say, while you're doing this, Sparrow has kind of pulled up next to Sai. He's looking around and still moving with the rhythm of you all. Sai, I realize this might not be the best time, but it might be the only time. My intent was not to sacrifice anyone in pursuit of my goal. My fear was that in bringing you and yours in, it would cause more harm to the people of Avarice than it would to just put a quiet end to it. I have to live with this guilt, and the guilt of what I've done in the past. Because Balin's not the first misguided acolyte of my dream that I've brought in. He wants where I want to prune the tree that is avarice, or remove the bad parts with surgical excision. I realize I'm mixing analogies here, but stick with me. Who looks as one of a large kind of half work, kind of shoulders past in this rhythm. Takes a breath. There was another where Balin sought to cut off the top of the tree and let new branches grow. Mathis felt that it was best to burn out the roots and see what else grew in its place. He was voiceless. He was angry about it, that the world had turned on him and people like him, that those above would look just be so terrible to those below. A fist you've felt, I have no doubt. I've yet to be able to stop him. Even with your encounter with him, nearly ended terribly. And he's still out there, still pursuing his work. And just seeing others be brought in like that, and turning my dream to something so broken. It was easier to pull out you by the roots, try at least, than it would have been to watch you grow and turn into something that I would have to fight against. Well, I'm sorry, and I regret my need to have done that. I feel at least somewhat justified in my actions. If you're going to kill me after this for that, so be it. But know that what I do, I've done in pursuit of a better avarice. A free avarice. Beyond the bending yoke of the rich above. I'll do what I can to see you come home. Even if we be enemies for it.
Just for a quick recap, Mathis is like the leader up top. It's been a while.
No.
Okay.
Nathis is a name Sparrow's mentioned a couple times, but nobody's really
Met him.
Okay, that's what
Question
I was wondering.
You
I was like,
have met Mathis. You do not know him by name, though. I'll
Okay.
say that. I will give you from context. We'll say this is part of Sparrow's explanation. Mathis is the necromancer dude.
okay, that's what I was wondering.
That's, yeah. Sorry. I've been being coy with it.
No, you're good.
Mathis is the one that tried to zombify Yoshida.
I almost
Gotcha.
forgot about all of that.
Yeah.
Were we supposed to figure that out?
I mean, no, I've been like slowly. I've mentioned Mathis a couple times, and nobody's like pursued that line, so it hasn't really come into play. This
Well,
is-
all I thought was Mathis Brothers. Excuse me.
It's the Dave Matthews Band. Isn't that what you're thinking of?
No, Mathis Brothers Furniture.
So Sai will hear everything and Mathis, you said we've encountered him before?
The first mission I sent you on. The undead. I told you, moving through more of these creatures kind of pushing around, becoming denser and denser as you get closer and closer to the church. I told you he was voiceless as well. He gained one somehow. It grew within him, or he made a pact with something. Some God not lost or God returned, whatever it is. It burned him away at the inside. Mathis was suddenly capable of things that he saw as a way to treat the root of the problem. He thought what I and Balin were working towards was treating symptoms and not the root cause. Probably something else I should have told you.
Oh. And clearly we have a common enemy.
We do.
And we all want better for Everest. But we can't just impose our will without thinking about the consequences.
Does it help if I tell you I think about the consequences every day, every time I take a single step? I need one more skill check from the group. The press has gotten close. Let's say Sheila's the only person that has not offered anything to the group yet. And so she does not have to if you don't have any ideas. It will
can
be
do
a higher
athletics.
DC for anybody. You want to do athletics?
Yeah, I can help.
Okay. So in this press, as you kind of are dancing through, you're within 30, 40 feet of the door. How does athletics get you and your group that final distance?
What if I just throw Psy? No? Okay.
You can. Did Sai say no?
I don't think I can fight her back if she did.
I just like pick him up. I'm like, boom.
Okay, give me an athletics check. Sai, Sheila hoists you up. You're shaking your head no. Is this not what you're doing?
No, I'm doing it.
Okay.
Oh,
Nobody's told me
no.
to be stealthy.
Yeah.
No.
We've been sneaking the
Sai-
entire way in.
Sai, you feel yourself hoisted up and held like a shot put for a moment. And there is a no, 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 no.
Oh, no, 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 no.
What do you get?
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
What is your strength score?
My strength score? Okay, so 18 plus 4.
Eight. Yeah, so 18. Sai, about how much does Sai weigh?
Fuck, maybe like 30 pounds.
30 pounds. We're going to turn this less of a shot put, a little bit more of a Harangon discus. As you picked him up by the back of his pants. You all see Sheila as she takes a huge, like, spinning step and hurls Sai 15 feet in the air, hurtling towards this door. All of the faces in the crowd around you turn and follow Sai in the air.
Oh, no.
Sheila, what are you doing next? You've thrown Sai.
I probably start to try to make a scene.
Let's use this 20 athletics you got. We're gonna carry this through. Sai gets hurled and everything watches, and you begin clearing a path. That's everybody behind you. As Sai is still in the air and everybody around is watching him, you begin to just like linebacker check everybody out of the way. You're clearing a 10 foot on either side path as you're bowling through. The rest of you, Sai, give me an acrobatics check as you land at the foot of the door.
That's a natural 20 for a 26.
Hey.
Natural 20. You
Yeah.
Boy.
like land against the door and like do a backflip off of it, landing on your feet and turning to see bowling pins as Sheila is just clearing the way to the door. The rest of you are just following Sheila.
Time to run.
So we're definitely like fighting these dudes that are standing here, right? At this point.
And I will clarify, there are hundreds. Sai, you are at the door. I'm going to need initiative checks from everybody.
Oh,
Okay. As I land and do that cool monk shit, I'm gonna be like, "Hello, boys."
Perfect.
16.
Oh, fuck. 9.
17.
11. Sorry.
Okay,
17.
so 1 sec. So Polly and Avi my pen is not working. Pauline Avier in a 17. Who is after a 17? We had a 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11,
I got an 11.
10. Okay. 11 is who?
Jeez.
10, 9,
I'm a 9.
8. Where is Sheila? What is Sheila's initiative?
I was 16.
Oh, see, that's when I was counting now.
I yelled it.
Okay. Sparrow is on an 18. And the Horde is on a 3.
Oh boy.
Best place for a horde to be.
That's what I rolled.
Sparrow starts running and he yells up to Sai, who's the one that's there. Sai, get the door open. And he begins going through his bag. He's using his action to begin preparing something. Pauline Averin.
I think I probably have the higher dex. So I will close the distance to the door as well. And prepare. I will yank a crowbar out of my bag, jam it in between the two doors, and prepare to help Sai get the door open.
Okay. Sheila, you're we're gonna say you're at the door too. You've cleared the path up for Averin, sorry.
So Avrin is going to stand just a little bit away from the door, putting himself between the horde and everyone else.
Okay. And anything else at this moment?
For when a bunch of things get close, he's gonna hold an action, a spell.
Okay. Sheila.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing as Avrin because, let's be honest, she's like super crushing on Avrin, and she wants to protect him. So she's holding her action. Am I allowed to hold an action surge? Is that what?
You
fighters
can't
do?
hold an action surge. It's a turn thing, so you're
Okay. I'm gonna hold my action of just swinging my greatsword into the horde.
okay.
But I'm just trying to protect them because I know that who's the strongest out of us,
Ironically.
and she's gonna come in and work on the door, unless we think. No, I'm gonna wait for who. 'Cause
Okay.
yeah.
Who?
Who's gonna run up to the door and try and open it?
Okay, give me a strength check with
you have advantage
advantage
since I'm-
because there's a prepared
Crowbar?
speculum.
That is a what's 19 plus 5 is 24.
24. There is a tremendous crack as the door begins to lever open. You get it most of the way. Probably going to need one more good solid attempt.
Okay.
Sai?
Or is who done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so Sai's gonna like be pulling his quarterstaff out, and then hear Sparrow yell, "Get the door open!" I'm like, "God damn it!" And put his quarterstaff back, and he's gonna try to help push this door open with his next to nothing strength.
Yep, give me a strength check. That's
a 9.
With advantage.
That is enough.
Because of the. I guess
it doesn't matter.
matter.
This was a cumulative strength check. I needed to cross multiple strength checks to reach a 30.
Okay.
And so that final bit with Who and Polly both levering on this crowbar. I keep forgetting that word for some reason.
But you remember speculum.
Well, yeah, I forgot crowbar. So I'm like, last time we talked about a crowbar, it was, somebody called it
What?
this. It's going to ruin me. Sai jumps up and just kicks it, which throws the door open. An empty church inside of you. Sai, anything else?
You said empty church in front of us. I guess I'll kind of move forward and start pulling out a torch.
Okay. Sai and Sheila. Or not Sai, Avrin and Sheila. You have held actions as the horde converges on you.
Okay. I will let Sheila swing first while more kind of come in. I'm basically trying to get as many as possible in a singular location.
Okay. So Sheila, that's the horde is barreling up to you. Are you just taking a swing, just cutting through them?
Yes. I'm just
Okay.
like swinging.
Roll the
and
hit.
then- That's a natural 20 plus
Ooh.
7,
Natural.
27.
Well, it's great that I have this nice little crit table here. So I need you to roll a D100 for me.
That's literally like the 8th or 9th natural 20 tonight.
I'll fire with
D100.
him.
46.
46.
Jeez.
That's. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
This is critical hit damage, so double the dice or roll the dice, double that number, add your modifiers.
So it's 10 times 2, 20 plus my modifier.
Yep.
So 23.
So 23. You like the first. This is we're gonna say this is not a single attack. You run forward into the horde and cleave through, and just are going through. About 20 or so of them just are cut to ribbons by you cutting back and forth.
I'm
And
looking
just
and
finally-
making sure Avrin is
You-
watching.
Spartan kick one of them. Like what you cut it in half and just kick it in the chest, balling this body back into the rest of them, knocking a pile of them prone, which is knocking the target prone is the effect of the crit you roll on the table.
Nice.
With a horde, I have to make a hole. See? So there's just kind of this T shape in front of you where it's all them that have been cut down, and then the one that was rocketed back, knocking more down. And they begin to just burst forth with these worms that are just covering the ground and kind of spewing up towards you and into the ground and back into the crowd behind them.
I'm vomiting and I want to use my
The
action
bonus action.
surge.
You can't on a held action. I'm so sorry.
I'm not. That's my turn. Was that my?
No, this is your held action. We haven't gone back around in initiative yet.
Okay, then I'm wrong.
It's the horde's turn right now.
Your mom's okay. Sorry.
They kind of resurge forward. Sheila, you are kind of pushed back to the door as Avrin takes a step forward in front of you and uses his held action.
Which that he's going to let a few start crawling on him to get as many as possible into this, and then in a he's going to cast Thunderwave, 2nd level, 15-foot cube originating from me.
All right. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Okay. Oh god, where'd my mouse go? Oh god. I'm working on it. I'm sorry.
You
There
really
it is.
cannot see anything, can you?
I can't. Oh, that was a good one. 18.
18. Just shy of 20 of them as you kind of step forward, rip the air apart in front of you with this shockwave. And more are thrown, scattering worms and gore up into the air that scatters back across over the crowd. In this scattering, there is a perfectly clear dome around you where everything's been pushed away. It all falls to the ground. You take a step back up kind of to the door where you were as the horde closes in. 3 units. The first is a 17 against Avrin. A natural 1 against Sheila.
Yeah.
A 22 against Avrin.
Shield. No, actually, I take that back. If I held my action, that takes my reaction, right?
Yes, it does use your reaction.
Okay, then shield does not work. So that one hits.
And then a 17 against Sheila, who are kind of holding the line.
Do believe that does hit.
Okay. Which is 10 points of slashing damage. Only so many of them can get up to you, and just multiple claws and like fingernails or crude weapons scrape against you as this horde kind of pulls up.
And I'm assuming
No
that's for
su-
both of us.
No, that was just to Sheila. I rolled against multiple groups against each of you, and so only one of those got through. We get up to the top. Polly, the door is open. The horde is at your back.
Paulie is going to take his crowbar, just swing around the inside of the door, and assuming there's those, what you call them, like U channels that hold the barring of the door normally, I'm going to hold my action for when everybody gets inside to slam the door shut and put the crowbar back down on the channels.
Okay. Do-do-do. Averin. Sparrow is again. He's outside the door. He's holding onto his action.
Okay. If Sparrow hasn't got in, I'm gonna stand next to the door. Maybe just inside the door,
Okay.
to where if it closes, it will be okay. And then yeah, I know that's kind of what I'm debating. Yeah, I'm gonna take Sparrow and make him go inside the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay, I'm gonna use my nifty armor to make it not athletics.
And as you grab him, he is going to try to avoid it, but he goes, "You've no reason to trust me now, Averin."
Okay, and I guess I won't.
Okay. Sheila.
I'm gonna have myself a little Hodor moment. And try to hold the door until everybody's super safe. Is everybody safe?
Yes, aside from
Oh.
Sparrow.
Yeah.
Right? Sparrow's outside?
Yeah.
Sparrow's just outside the
went
door,
in,
right?
Yeah. Sai, Who, and Averin are all like just inside the door. Polly is at the door holding it. Sparrow has his hand in his bag, and you heard him go, "You have no reason to. I need you to trust me now, Avi." And Averin stepped inside the door, leaving him behind.
Just to clarify, Paulie is on the inside of the door, ready
Oh,
to
Polly's on the
lock
inside
it
of the
shut.
door?
Yeah, ready to lock it shut.
Okay. I'm gonna help Polly. I'm gonna use my action to help Polly.
Okay. That's when Polly goes to lock the door. You are inside the door, ready to do that. Who?
Who is going to look around the space that we have just entered and take in as much as possible? I know you said it was empty, but what else is around?
Okay. We'll get to that in just a moment. Because as everyone has inside, Sparrow uses his held action. He looks at Polly. It's not a spell, it's not a command. He goes, "Close the door." He pulls out a insane device. You see bottles of alchemist fire. You thought it was weird that there were only 2 bottles of alchemist fire and no other like incendiary devices and some torches. There are bottles and bottles of alchemist fire wrapped around some sort of contraption that looks like it was put together by an insane scientist in the matter of a few minutes. Sparrow says, "Shut the door," holds it to his chest, and runs into that field that was cleared by Sheila just a moment before. Polly, do you shut the door?
Absolutely shut the door.
The door shuts. A few moments go by, and the heat that washes over all of you through the stone and wood of the door, like the door heats to a dull red and begins to char and burn in some places.
Damn.
Yosha is so confused.
Good thing she's not here.
No, she's not here. She's
So
Who? This washing over your
Shoot.
back as you turn into the church. There are small, like, rivers of these worms that are kind of coming down some of the pillars into a circle in the center, which begins to swirl and turn and flow and kind of picks up into a single shape, kind of a formless, like humanoid-esque shape being formed of these, and around it, kind of in a spiral, a thick black cloak forms, and it kind of turns in what would be the face to face you in a white mask, pulls out of the worms and kind of settles into place. We have guests. Whatever this thing has pulled itself into a single shape mass. Let us welcome them. And I think we're out of time for the night.
Oh shit!
It's so we're gonna have to call this until next time. I hope everybody had fun.
I did.
Yeah. By the way, shout out now
thank you.
to who was it? Al Baron, with the raid of 8 people
That's pretty
that are
cool.
currently watching
Oh,
us.
yeah.
A
Awesome.
couple
Thank you
follows
so
dropped in
much.
there. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Oh, I've got the incredible Mr. Fox. His
What is it? No,
dog
it's-
is sleeping on the ground next to me. I'm not gonna
His dog is right. I like Rusty.
Rusty's great.
There's
Um,
a new way the kids are doing it. What is it? It's
You do it
This
like
way.
this. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
new
say let's
way the
avoid
kids are
throwing
doing
any
it.
avoid throwing any hand signs that we aren't exactly sure what they mean. But
We're not doing this anymore? This is not a thing?
The
Oh,
new
This isn't a
WWE
thing.
No,
cartoon is
this
like
is
this.
yeah. This is kind of a thing, but it's fading. It's this one
It's
now.
this one. Yep.
Maybe I am old.
Or if you're an
Oh,
80
it's
pie,
this one. That was the one that I had.
What is that?
Diamond Sisters.
An AB. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Awesome. We will be
Kinda
back.
explain.
There's even odds that I'm playing something on Wednesday night. People might join us. We are definitely going to be playing something on Thursday. And we'll be coming out with an announcement on Twitter. We'll be starting a little early next Sunday. We'll get an exact start time out to everybody. Thank you so much for a great night. Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope I appropriately spooked it up for you.
Yeah.
Spoopy.
And
think-
I think
Unless we have any other announcements, we should
I was gonna
probably
say,
raid someone. Right?
yeah, I was gonna say let's go ahead and raid the Grouch Couch. I don't know who they are, but they're dressed up playing D&D just like us. So
Oh,
we're gonna show them some
Yeah.
love. So
Pass
Yay!
the love on. So yeah, stick around. Say hi to the Grouch Couch. Give them our love, and
Mom's a Grouch Cat.
have an awesome night. We will see you all next week on Easy Dispel.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.
Oh my god.